Warden accidentally threw his nail clippers into the cell during a cell check. He opened the door and went in to retrieve the nail clippers, but he accidentally found a portrait of him drawn by a prisoner. The proud warden felt his dignity had been trampled on. He immediately disqualified the prisoner from painting. The prisoner lost his only faith. The next day at work, he cut off his finger in despair. This is the cruel Alcatraz prison, a nightmare for all inmates. It's not just the body that's incarcerated, it also destroys their minds. But there was one exception. Jack, the master escapee. The first day Jack came here, the warden gave him a lecture on the rules of the prison. He arrogantly warned Jack not to try to escape, because no one had ever done it before. Jack didn't listen to him. Instead, he tried to steal the nail clippers off the warden's desk. By the time he finished his lecture and left the office, the warden was still reeling from what he just said. He didn't even notice that one of the nail clippers was missing, and he didn't even notice what Jack's smile meant when he labeled him as having a superior IQ. And when Jack got back to his cell, he started planning his escape. But this wasn't just any prison, because it's built on an island surrounded by sea. The nearest land is several kilometers away, and the water is freezing cold. Even athletes may not be able to swim across. The guards on the island are even more specialized and skilled. They practice shooting with moving targets every day, in order to kill escaped prisoners with a single shot. But in Jack's eyes, every prison has its flaws. He stumbled upon a cockroach burrowing through a ventilation duct. That inspired him. He looked at the wall next to the vent. The walls are not as strong as they look due to the long exposure to the damp sea air. Jack took out his nail clippers, and it was just as he suspected. As he looked at the many chunks of wall that he had dug down, Jack knew his escape plan was feasible, but he couldn't do it alone. So he told his fellow escapees about his plan. With the help of his companions, Jack started digging holes every night. But the short nail clippers were not easy to handle. This greatly affected the progress of the escape. In order to solve this problem, Jack decided to make a convenient tool to break out of prison. With his good connections, he got a coin and a match the next day. Now he was still missing the most important thing.